Hey everybody, it's Brandy and you are watching Abstract Crafter. In today's video, we are working on a drill with me. So, if you need a little company while you diamond paint, while you craft, or if you just need company in general, then grab your materials and we will get started in just a moment. Why, hello, friends. Welcome back. And as always, if you are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you are here today. So, we're gonna be working on Witchy Owl again. I know, not very unique, but I gotta get this stuff done. I gotta get the Halloween stuff done. I'm so close. I'm about 50%, this little section that I'm working on here. Once that is done, it will be 50% done. Thank goodness. So we're just gonna plug along. I have the last three colors of this section laid out in their trays, and I'll just grab them as I need them. I'm gonna start with probably the least needed to the most, and of course one of them I am horribly close to running out, so I pulled what I had from reserves out, 451, which as you can see I don't have a lot, but hopefully I won't even need to dig into them because they are a slight bit darker than the color I have, which is not really the biggest deal, especially when you're running out. We'll talk a little bit, or I'll talk to you a little bit about some updates, stuff like that, and if I need to fill time, I have my emotion story guide next to me, and as always, I will link that in the description down below for anybody who wants to either use it or follow along with it. And if we get into it, I'll explain it a little bit more. Not that you guys really need that. I've explained it quite a few times, but I don't want to make you go back and watch a video that old. So if we use it, we'll explain it. And I just want to say right off the bat, this is Witchy Owl. It is from PandaOne store. They no longer offer it, but it looks like it's an angel's hand. I couldn't remember last time, but I kind of can see part of the logo, and it's an angel's hand. And we'll talk about that in a little bit here, but PandaOne store no longer offers this, so I will put an equivalent link down below for it. I did last time as well. I can't speak to the quality of it, but I'm guessing it has to be better than this. This is 50 by 50. I want to say 30 colors. Let's see, we got 32 colors. We have 32 colors in this one. And it's started out with a lot of promise. The way that they blended the background with multiple colors instead of just one plain color to give it some depth is beautiful. The way the colors are standing out in the actual parts that have color are looking okay. I don't know how they look on camera. I'm trying to peek now. They look okay. I mean, like, here's her eye up here and stuff. But whatever. Regardless, we're going to keep moving on. Picture should be up there. We are working sideways. So this is the top up here on this side, and the bottom is going that way. So it's just better than leaning over it. So when I do this, if the symbols aren't, like, for example, like this one, I will just, if I need help, more so with like arrows or symbols that I have multiples of in different colors or positions, then I'll just set my lid in whatever position they are. And usually after the first like 2 or 3, I don't need the help from it anymore. But yeah, I don't know. So far, I'm not super happy with the quality of this. I'm hoping that it doesn't ruin it overall, but the drills have been super inconsistent. I think it was missing some to begin with because a couple of my colors have multiple shades in them. And thinking back, because this was around a year ago that I got this, give or take, I do remember it missing a few colors, and I just supplemented them from my own stash. And all of that fun stuff. So far, the picture is looking okay. It's for a 50 by 50, which is my favorite size. I know everybody has their own personal favorite sizes, and 50 by 50 is mine. Depending on the picture, of course. Sometimes I like 30 by 40. Sometimes I like smaller. I don't generally go bigger than a 50 by 50 just because it takes a while to do that size. Anyhow, I know some people prefer bigger, and that's when I am given a choice, I guess. But yeah, the drills have just been terrible. Like some of them are just really tiny, and like these ones that I'm working with now are large. They almost feel like they're too big for the canvas. So, and I do believe that I have another angel's hand that I'm working on, and I'm experiencing the same issues. So it's definitely a manufacturer thing, not just bad canvas. Because the canvas is good. It's the drills that are kind of so-so. And I don't care enough. It's not so bad, I guess. I do care. Excuse me. But it's not bad enough that I feel like I need to contact the seller or anything, especially since they don't even offer this picture anymore. I doubt that there's much that they would be able to do, and if I have two of them and they were ordered at different times from different sellers, and both canvases have I don't want to say bad drills because some of them are excellent. Some of them have absolutely no garbage and they're very consistent. It's certain colors that are bad. And I'd rather just replace them on my own, which I know a lot of people are not willing to do. But I figure if they're already giving me bad ones, do I really want to wait for however long it takes them to send them to me for more bad ones or the possibility of more bad ones? So I'll just use from my own stash, because why else do we have a backup stash if not to grab from it when we need it? I know a lot of times people will tell me not to take from my stash, like in the past, and contact the sellers anyway, but exactly what I just said. Why have a backup stash if not to use it? So in situations just like this one, I know like my very first canvas that I ever got, I threw the drills away. I like could kick myself now. Luckily it was a smaller canvas and it was mostly 310s and it was a partial from Diamond Dots, so it wouldn't have done me a lot of good on some of these other canvases anyway. But I just think back to that and how dumb and naive and how much fun I have organizing drills and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of a little preview on the post review. And now that I'm getting into some more of these AliExpress canvases that are like not Huacan, because like Huacan sells and makes their own canvases and stuff, so it's different when you're ordering from a store that is selling for like Angel's Hand, for example. When Angel's Hand also sells on their own, you see the conflict and the dilemma. It's I don't know, it's hard to know how to review. Do I review both separately, together? Do I, I don't know. I guess I'll figure it out when that time comes. And as always, I get a glare up on the top of the canvas. But like the big thing that I'm dealing with is gapping drills, which, that's just icky. I hate dealing with gaps in my drills. I had another canvas that was just terrible like that, and it was a larger canvas, so luckily for me, it's not super noticeable because I put a black poster board behind it, and it kind of helped camouflage so like light won't come through it. I know that's like not ideal, but and you shouldn't have to deal with that. But luckily, I'm well versed in how to work with drills that are inconsistent in size and that leave big giant gaping holes in your canvas. So at least there's that. I should do a video on some tips and tricks that I have for different situations, like how I deal with gapping drills, how I deal with pinched or bad sticky on a canvas, and all those other things. I was thinking about doing that. And I know like there's interest there because every time I talk about tips and tricks in certain videos, the suggestion is always brought up to make a separate video discussing like my top tips and tricks and my top, fixes for things. Because unfortunately, it's just the nature of the beast. You're gonna have those issues, and it's not necessarily just on canvases that you buy cheaply on AliExpress. It's happened with canvases that I've paid $60 for from so-called reputable companies that are supposedly high quality. So I've had the issues across the board when I've spent very little and when I've spent a lot. And sometimes I spent very little on a giant canvas, and it's been one of the best canvases I've got. So there is no, like, perfect formula as far as I've come across. I mean, every company can have their pits and downfalls, and every company can have their upsides when you really get down to it. So, but let's not talk about stuff that people are very opinionated about, because this is to relax. You may not always agree with me, but as long as we do it in a respectful and peaceful manner, that's all that matters to me. You don't have to agree with me, but as long as you're not telling me I'm stupid for having my opinion, you can disagree with me all you want. And same, I'll always be respectful of other people's opinions as well. And I think I need to, because I was working with so many 310s, I need to stir my glue a little bit here. I'll try to. So let's see. I've been coming up with all kinds of ideas. I ordered a bunch of supplies from Amazon to do more sealing experiments. Now, I've said it time and time again, I am not somebody who will seal my diamond paintings, but so many of you guys do like it that I want to help you find what would work. And the reason I don't seal my diamond paintings per se, it's just a personal choice. I haven't found anything that allows the canvas to just be itself. Everything that you use is going to change it, whether it be for the best, whether that be for the good or for the bad. And that includes my favorite resin method, which is the only method I've ever used. So it's kind of a little funny there. But I will only do sealing on accessories and stuff. And that's not to say that people who want to invest in sealing their diamond paintings shouldn't, and that they're wasting their time. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying that I, for one, have not found that magical product that will change my mind. Maybe in the course of these experiments, I will. I've ordered a bunch of different products. I have a few at home that I want to try to see if they work. And then I want to try all the different Mod Podges and see how they fare. And I ordered a whole bunch of like stickers, which there should be an unboxing coming up this week on that, so that I can use these stickers to conduct all my experiments on. And maybe I'll change my mind. I've bought a lot of the products that have been recommended to me through you guys. Some that I had at home and I used for other things, and I thought, well, maybe this will work. So we shall see. We shall see. And even with my little resin trick of brushing it on, that's not even, I highly doubt that that's going to change my mind. I have a couple of canvases that are in frames right now. Some of them are in poster frames where it's not super duper tight onto the canvas. So they're, you can push on it and it'll move around. The canvas itself is taped down to the backboard of the frame, but you can, there's still room. So if the drills were to, say, lose the adhesion behind them, or they were in there super tight or something, and they started to pop off, so I'll still be able to watch that. And I do check on them from time to time to see how they're doing. And that's kind of a way to test too. I mean, because I know a lot of people seal their diamond paintings to protect them for longevity, and some have found that thing that they look at and they say, yep, this has enhanced my diamond painting. And so they go with it. And that's great. I am very, very happy for those of you that are happy and confident in your product of choice. So please don't think I'm trying to take anything away, because I'm really not. Like I said, we can all have differences of opinions on different things, even if you're absolutely sure that your method is the best. I would never try to tell you not to seal your paintings, because I don't believe that it's necessary. So I appreciate that people don't tell me that I'm stupid for not sealing mine. And again, that's just kind of another topic that's more personal preference, and somebody's feelings are probably going to get hurt regardless, and it's really not my intention. I'm just talking here, friends. I'm just talking. So why don't we get off of the topic of diamond paintings directly and just kind of keep going. So I do have a few other things coming up this week that I think will be really fun. I got these new markers from, oh gosh, I don't even remember, but I'm going to be doing a review on those. And I've been kind of looking for some markers because there's, as you know, I do my own labels when I make, like, sometimes I'll take them, like here on this container, I'll take them and just cut them from the inventory sheet or from the copy of the canvas that I print off, and I'll just cut them apart from there and use it depending on how many kits I have, how lazy I'm feeling, that kind of thing. But most of the time I like to draw out my own labels. And I am always on the hunt for markers, specifically like pinks, browns, and peaches. It seems like those are the colors that I have the hardest time finding perfect matches for. So I've got these markers that were sent to me. So I kind of want to test them. I'm going to do a whole testing video on them because I've always wanted to do, I talk about it all the time. I want to do more craft stuff. Just lately I've been working on diamond paintings a lot and cross stitch. So there hasn't been any craft stuff for me to film, I guess. So, but I want to do like a whole testing video on these and just kind of see how it goes. I mean, you never know. Maybe it'll do well. All I can do is try, right? So that should be coming up as like a crafty review. I haven't done a crafty review in so long. I'm excited because with Christmas coming, there's going to be so many craft kits for me to buy and test. And I like to buy like the bath bomb kits and stuff. And I don't really film those because those videos are a dime a dozen on YouTube. But I might, maybe I will, just add my dime into the pool. I have, but I love buying those ones, and I make them, and I just give them to my daughter, or depending, like, I have a face mask kit that I want to try out for myself. Stuff like that. I do that, but I just never think anybody would be super interested in it, so I don't film it. But maybe I'll make one of these days and just kind of test the waters and see what you all think of those types of videos. I don't tend to venture too far away from what you've already seen on my channel, and I want to start doing a little bit more of that. Just because it's going to come, the time's going to come when I'm going to get burnt out, and I'm going to wish I had something else to do. Oh, my throat is so dry. I'm so sorry. I'm trying not to clear it very much, and if I know that it's super, like I got a big frog, I try to pause the camera and just shake it out. And I did just down like a half a Mountain Dew before I started filming to try to help. It's just the time of year. Yeah, speaking of, have you noticed the amount of ladybugs? Ick. Ick, ick, ick. That's all I can say. Ick. Every day we're like killing half a dozen or so that make it into the house. And of course, the only door to my backyard is a sliding glass patio door. And so then when I have to let the dog in and out, a couple always make it in, and ick, they're just, and then when you do kill them or swat them or whatever, just ick. They sound crunchy. It's just disturbing, and I tried to be as delicate as possible in describing that, because ugh. I was trying to film an unboxing like yesterday, I think it was, and I must have had to restart the video 5 or 6 times, because every time I'd start filming, another one would either fly right above me into my lights or land. I have these lace curtains right in front of me here to kind of, I don't know, class up the place a bit. And they kept climbing in there, and so and of course, I'm not afraid of them. Don't don't get me wrong, but every time I'd hear that classic tink 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 noise of them flying around my light, I would just start swearing like crazy, because either they were angering me or they'd scare me because of the noise, and it's really quiet down here when I'm filming. So I was just getting frustrated. So hopefully in the video it doesn't translate. I guess you'll have to let me know. It's not coming out till for like 2 weeks, so I'll let you know in a drill with me when that video comes out, so that you can let me know if you can tell how frustrated I am. They're just everywhere. Like, I'll look out the window and you'll just see them buzzing all around, and it's just that time of year. I just always lived like in the middle of the city, and we didn't get them as bad as you seem to get them on the outskirts of the city, where there's not as much going on, not as many houses, and kind of closer to the lake. Yuck. So that's been my fun little thing I've been dealing with. Not to mention that I have 3 cats. So Umbra is just the newest one, and then my son's cat Spook, and we have an older cat, Carmen. I don't know if I've ever even showed her on camera, because she's a special kind of cat, and I don't think she even, like, other than her hunting, I don't think she even realizes that she's a cat, per se. So, in the course of her life, we've lived in 3 different houses. And in the first house that we lived in which was her first home with us, we lived there for a few years before we moved, and our cats were always indoor-outdoor cats at this house. And I never noticed her hunting ability when we lived there. And when we moved to the other house, the house I just moved out of more recently, we didn't let her outside because we lived right on a super busy road, which is one of the main roads in our town and is also a highway. I don't know if you live in a town where you have a major road or a highway, you'll get what I mean. They're really busy, especially when it's one of the main roads in your town. And we actually were a block away from the crossroads of 2 separate highways, 2 and 53, and 35, I-35. So we never really wanted to let her outside there just because it was pretty dangerous. And I didn't know how, being in a new house, I didn't know how she'd adapt. And I was just afraid that she'd get run over. Well, when we moved into this house, we're a block away from the highway, but it kind of seems like it's a little bit cut off. I don't know why, and I can't really explain why I think that, but, it's a small little neighborhood that we're in. I mean, it's not very big at all. There's probably no more than 30 to 40 houses in this little area that we live in. And everybody seems to have a cat that's an indoor-outdoor cat. Well, and she always tries to go outside whenever possible, even at the old house, because she started out as an indoor-outdoor cat. So, of course, it's what she wanted to do. So when we moved here, we started letting her out little by little. We'd kind of watch her the first few weeks, and she kind of just would stick in the yard, and she wouldn't venture very far. And then slowly she started jaunting around the neighborhood, and then now her hunting, her prey drive, her hunting, her will... Oh my God, get it out, Brandy. Her drive to hunt has been greatly increased, and I don't know if it's a combination of the new area, and there's a lot of mice around here, or if it's the fact that we brought Umbra in. I did a little bit of research on why she suddenly started killing, and in all my research, those were the two most likely things. And the third, kind of less likely, is that she's trying to teach, most likely, me how to hunt, because she has attached herself to my husband, and she's more or less his cat. But I'm the one who always lets her outside, so I don't know if she sees me as, I don't know. Like I said, she doesn't really see herself as a cat. So the other alternative is that she's leaving these as presents for one of us, most likely me, like I said. And she could be teaching me how to hunt, for all I know. She doesn't see me as a capable provider for my family. All possibilities. More likely, it's that they're just available. The mice are just available. But she's got her count, her catch count, we'll just say. We won't use the dirty word that starts with a K and ends with an ill. Her count is high. I mean, from at least what I have walked out on, so far it's got to be close to 24. And they say for every one that she brings home, there's probably an average of 3 that she couldn't get home. And she can't even see all that well. She's very much so into her senior years. But it has totally revived her and given her a new sense and a new will to live, I guess. So I guess as long as she's not, leaving these presents in my neighbors' yards or disturbing my neighbors, then I guess I won't really put up too much of a fuss, because I'm guessing that most of the mice that I find as presents are ones that would have eventually made their way into my house over the winter time anyway. So I think the most disturbing thing, though, is that one day I went outside and came face to face with a pretty decent sized rabbit. I was pretty impressed with that and incredibly grossed out and saddened all at the same time. I do not think it was a pet, just because we're close to the highway, but there's also a lot of woods around us, so I've seen bunnies running around quite a bit. I'm guessing this one just ran into the wrong yard at the wrong time. But So that's been something interesting that I'm not used to. And while we're on the subject of my cats, I wanted to share with you a picture of Umbra. So if you're not looking at the screen, I wanted to update you, and I'm going to insert a picture right here just while I'm talking. She'll just flash over my voice, and this is a picture of her being fancy. She's getting so big. And if you did not watch the video in which I introduced her to you, it was something about my family is growing, I think was the title of it. And I had told you all that I had gotten her because I was wanting a little companion, and I was hoping she would help me out with my loneliness. And I can tell you that that has 100% absolutely helped. It's a combination of having a little baby to take care of again and training her to be my lap cat. No, I have always wanted a lap cat, and if you know cats at all, you know that that was not at all serious. You don't tell cats what to do. If they would decide that they would like to do what you want of them, and you work really hard with them from a very young age, you can train them, but it's not easy. And I don't have the kind of patience that is required to actually train a cat in that capacity. So, but I have been like, I don't know, I've been nuzzling her and cuddling with her. I have her come to bed with me when I take naps. I bring her with me just to kind of, I don't know, get her on used to a routine of when I go to bed, she goes to bed. I mean, if she's not tired, obviously she's not going to go to sleep. So I'm not forcing her by any means. I would never do that. I wouldn't do that to a pet or a human or anything. It's merely a suggestion by bringing her upstairs and placing her on the blanket next to me while I lay down. It's just merely a suggestion. And she is a baby, so she does sleep a lot. So I'm hoping that she'll just want to nap next to me. I don't know why I feel like I have to over-explain myself today. Am I being overly critical and controversial? I don't feel like I am, but I feel like I'm over-explaining everything that I'm talking about, and it's just insane. Look at how fast I am cruising through this, though. I may end up having to start another section, which will mean I'll go back into tweezing. So, yes, Umbra is doing very well, and we are getting to know each other quite well, and whatever happened to her and to make her so scared, whether it be her lack of human contact before or living with other cats, and whatever her situation was to make her such a scaredy cat, she is no longer a scaredy cat. Some things, like normal things that scare cats, like vacuums and stuff like that. It's just weird. It's not like anybody is like chasing them around with a vacuum or anything. So it must just be the noise. It's just kind of funny. So I always have to, like, if my husband's vacuuming, then I have to bring her upstairs and put her in my bedroom and close the door. If I'm vacuuming, then I just kind of do that anyway, and then I go back up and retrieve her. Or sometimes she'll run down to the basement with my son's cat, and they just kind of hang out until the noise is gone. Because the vacuum itself doesn't bother them. They'll play around it, they'll check it out, they'll sniff it. It's just the actual turning it on freaks them out. Oh my god, you should see. Look at all this trash so far. From only being halfway. That's a lot. Let me put the cover on and show you. If I can. It's of course not. Because the camera's pointing down. Okay. So, right here. So if you're picturing it, it's all the way up to that spot. Right there. That's how full this container is already. And it's a lot of the really light tan colors and the more mauvey lavender colors that are just terrible. So much garbage. So much garbage. I've only had one other painting like this, and it was the other one that had super inconsistent gappy drills. It was the fishy one I did. Okay. So, I have a story to tell you. It's not gonna make me look very good. It's gonna really show you my stupidity. But I gotta share it. Because I'm just, like... I'm still kind of dumbfounded about this story. So, I play this game. I want to say it's called Grand Harvest Solitaire. It's like a Tri-Peaks solitaire game. And I actually started playing it this year when I went on my annual family camping trip. And I just needed something that I could play out there. I usually play Love Nikki, which is a kind of like a dress-up style game. But I'm very picky about the apps and games I play on my phone. Like, I don't want a game that's going to try to sell me a bunch of crap, or that I have to buy a bunch of credits in order to enjoy the game. I like a game that can be enjoyed whether or not I buy credits, and that they cater to people who want to just play for free, like by running events and stuff like that to let you win free stuff. In this particular solitaire, I have two of them that I play. One is always trying to sell you on stuff, constantly. I mean, pop-ups all the time, and like you only get 5 lives, and if you can't beat the board 5 times, then you have to buy more credits. That kind of thing. And they're always trying to get you to buy credits to enjoy the game. And this Grand Harvest Solitaire one is not like that. Of course, they all have to make money, so they offer different packs, I think they're called, or bonuses or something. Either way, you can buy extra credits, and it gives you like boosters and credits and all this kind of stuff. So, but they were running an event, a really good event, and I love when they run these really good ones, because that's how I build up my stash in game, like of boosters and stuff, so that when the event is done, I can play. So let me just kind of set up how this game works so that when I tell you what happened, I won't have to like stop and explain. Okay, so it's just regular solitaire game, and the harvest part comes in because every 25 levels you harvest or you grow a new crop, and every hour you can harvest these crops, and the further you get in the game, obviously the more crops that you are able to grow, and the larger the amount you're able to harvest every hour. They also have like bonus stages where like let's just say levels 1 through 25 you grow corn, and then there's a bonus stage. I don't remember what it's called, so you'll have to forgive me for not knowing the names of everything. It's a bonus area, which is just like a challenge area. So instead of just clearing the board like you would in traditional Tri-Peaks Solitaire, they'll add something in, like you have to not only clear the board, but you have to get a run of 5, and that run has to include black, red, black, red, black, whatever, in that order. Or your run has to be a run of 4 ace, king, queen, jack. I didn't know if I said that right. So, so that kind of thing. And there'll be 15 levels dedicated to each crop. And so it'll kind of boost your score. It'll now become golden corn. And instead of every hour being able to harvest an extra, and I'm just throwing a number out there, this is not at all remotely accurate. instead of being able to harvest 1,000 credits by getting this golden corn, you now get 1,200 credits, we'll say. Well, they also have another area called VIP levels. I don't really know the point of these VIP levels at all, other than they're there, and I play them. There's not like an extra challenge or anything to them, so it doesn't give you extra rewards like playing the crop thingy does. Okay, so now that makes sense. You can also in-game, they have bonuses like a wild that you can either earn or buy, or there's like if you run out of cards at the end but you haven't finished the level, there's a +5 that you can buy or earn. Okay, so I gotta get this next area peeled up and moved so I can start putting the drills down for this while we're talking. So now you know where we're at. That's the game in a nutshell. Hopefully I explained it. I'm not very good at explaining stuff like that typically. Let's see, I gotta move things a little bit so I'm in camera. At some point, the damn clip cut off, and I have no idea where, so I can't even go back and explain. So hopefully it didn't cut off when I was explaining anything important. If it did, I'll obviously have put captions up or something. Okay, so now every few days, sometimes every day, depending, they'll run an event. And it's just basically like, because you can get up to 3 stars per level. So sometimes it'll be like, gather 15 stars. So you'll play 5. If you get 3 stars on 5 levels, then you've gained it. And then you can earn credits or boosters or in-game like wilds and +5s. So stuff like that. I wish I went to put these drills away now, knowing I knew that I was going to need them again. And that means I have to go through and find the garbage again, because these are the worst. Okay, so anyway. And like I said, even the most catering, free to, game that will try to let you play for free without buying credits, they still, like I said, they want to sell you credits. So you probably can see where I'm gonna go. And they range all the way from $1.99 to $100. I don't know who would buy $100 in credits. That seems so insane to me. Like, I don't know. I'm not to make fun of anybody who's ever done that, but it does. It seems insane. Like, I could not imagine dropping $100 in a solitaire game. I don't care how bad it is addicting and how much it infuriates me to not be able to pass a level over and over and over again because I'm short by 1 damn card. So last night I load up the game, and you're just gonna have to be patient while I pick through this garbage before I start putting more drills down, because these colored ones are horrific, and I don't care. I will not use holy drills. It's my preference. Okay, so last night I get the game loaded up, and I'm walking up the stairs because it takes a few seconds to load. So I typically, like if I'm in the basement working like I was last night, I'll load up the game, and then by the time I get upstairs to either go outside and have a quick smoke or to go on my computer to do some things, the game will be loaded. And I can collect my credits, my hourly credits, and play a round or two. So I think that's kind of a point I was attempting to make, is that I enjoy the game even if I can only play, like if I harvest my credits and then I go to play and I lose, but I don't have enough credits to play again. I don't care. It doesn't, like, it. Yes, it makes me crazy and angry sometimes that such a simple game can be so difficult at times. But not so much so that I would buy credits, I guess. Maybe would buy the $1.99 packet or something on occasion if I had a couple extra dollars that I could, do that with. I don't really like to put money into apps. Even Love Nikki, which I've been playing for pretty much every day for 2 years. Okay, so now we're gonna jump backwards. So I load up my game, and I go upstairs, and for some reason I have a pop socket on my phone, but I wasn't holding it right, and the phone started to jostle out of my hands and fall. And even though I have one of those otter boxes on there, I still kind of panic because they're not foolproof, and I am a fool. And so the phone starts to fall, and I'm like almost doing this juggling motion to try to catch it. And I do, and apparently when I'm doing this, I just bought a bonus pack. And I don't want to tell you the amount yet because I want to walk you through what happened so you can kind of go through it with me, I guess, in a weird way. I'm sorry, I'm looking for garbage and trying to talk and tell this story at the same time, so let's just quickly grab these last couple of drills and just throw them out so I can concentrate on this story. Okay, I think that's it now, for now, until I start drilling, of course. So, I catch my phone, and I don't notice anything right away. And after I catch my phone, I just I set it down, and because I had noticed that the cats needed food and water, so I just set my phone down, and then I went and got food and water. After I caught my phone, I just didn't even look at the screen or anything. I just set it down. And so then I get the cats food and water, and I start walking toward my living room. And I turned my phone over, and I was about to, go harvest my credits. And I look, and it says, "Congratulations, you are now silver level." And that's that extra bonus stage that I told you. I don't know what it does. It goes, it's bronze, gold, silver, them kind of things. They call them each different levels. And you usually get these VIP points, usually by buying credits. You can also earn them by doing the bonus levels that get you the golden crops. And I think that's pretty much the only ways that you can get them. Or by beating more of the VIP levels. And so then I'm like, wait, what? How did I get silver level? That's like dang near 1,500 credits away. I need a lot of VIP points to do that. I thought, did I win something? And then I look at my credits, and I knew I had earned right around 40 to 50,000, somewhere in there, from the event that had been going on. And I had earned a bonus where instead of harvesting every hour, I could harvest every 30 minutes. So I had just been building them up all day because I hate playing one level at a time. If I lose, then that's all I get to do is I just get to play that one time. So I typically like to build up my credits for a good part of the day, and then I have a little bit more playtime if I happen to lose. So I look up at my credits, and I have 340,000 credits. And immediately my heart sinks, and I'm like, oh my God, I think I just bought a bonus pack. And of course it's the middle of the night, so I can't even complain to my husband about what just happened. So I'm like, that's got to be a crap ton of money. So I go and I look at the different prize packages, and I see that there's one that gives you 305,000 credits for $22.99. And I'm like, oh, that's not the worst, but that's not good. That's a lot of money to spend in a game. And especially when I just said, I'm fine not buying credits ever. I'm happy to just always be a free to play, and if I just have to build up my credits all day long to play a couple levels, then I will. You know, it's not like the main game that I play at all. It's just kind of one that I play when I go out and smoke. So it's definitely not something that I would invest a lot of money in. And so I'm like, okay, I guess $22 ain't the worst thing in the world. And so I'm like, but I still need to see if they'll refund me. And I know chances are they're not going to refund me. They're going to be like, well, that was your stupid loss. You know, now you're going to have to deal with it. So I'm like, well, all right, let me go check my email and look at the receipt to see how much I just spent. And I had emailed customer service first, and that's kind of also why I was checking my email, because they said that they would send an automated response letting me know that my ticket was turned in. And I did. I explained everything. I was like, you know, I dropped my phone, and I must have... I mean, and you have to understand that in order for me to actually have done this, I would have had to have hit 3 buttons. First, I would have had to hit this package, because it pops up when you load up your phone. It automatically pops up. That's one of the first things that pops up. So that part doesn't really surprise me. So I would have had to click on the prize package, click on buy, and then hit confirm. So I would have had to hit the 3 just right buttons. So, I mean, and obviously it happened. Just that's my dumb luck. And that's the kind of things that happened to me, is I dropped my phone and I buy, in my opinion, a super expensive credit packet that I would have never bought, nor would I ever have considered buying for myself, ever. So I send over the email and I'm explaining everything that happened and just hoping that if I just don't touch anything else in the game, that they'll be gracious enough to just refund me and take all the stuff back that came with this price pack, which wasn't much. It was like a couple of free levels and 300,000 credits. So I thought, well, they can just deduct that amount and take back their free rounds and take back their VIP coins. I thought, that's not a big deal. It should be no problem. So when I'm in my email checking to see that my ticket got sent in, I decided to check the receipt to see how much I spent. Well, in fact, I had not bought a $22 prize pack. And in fact, I bought a $35 prize pack, which oddly enough had the same amount of credits, 305, but it came with a heck of a lot more bonuses. So that's when the panic really set in, 'cause I don't have $35 to spend in a game. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm super poor and broke, because that's not the case. You know, I'm not super poor, but I certainly don't have $35 to be spending in a game. So I send another email back to customer service, and I'm like, oh, please God, please refund that. That was not to be purchased. That was a mere accident. And I hoped that they would be gracious enough to refund it. But of course, they got back to me and said that they, under no circumstances, do any refunds or reimbursements. So, luckily, I have the best husband in the world, and he is incredibly understanding. And though, yes, that was the last thing that we would have liked to spend $35 on, it's not, he wasn't upset with me. I mean, it's not even the stupidest thing I've ever done. So he was glad that I explained it to him, that I did whatever I could to try to get the money back. I understand their policies, but I think the slap in the face of it all was that they're like, oh, my apologies for not being able to refund your $35. Here's 20,000 credits. I'm just like, I don't want your stupid 20,000 credits. Well, I mean, I do, but at the time I'm like, that does not alleviate the stress I have now, having spent this money on this game that I don't even play on a serious level. It was just, oh. And then, of course, I couldn't sleep last night because I was so stressed out. Because the last thing I want to do is stress my husband out, and he's an accountant, so money and stress go hand in hand for him. So the last thing I wanted to do was stress him out, so I was so worried, and I left him this big long note telling him what a big old idiot I was. Just stupid. It's literally the stupidest thing I've ever done this year, at least. Yeah, this month. So now, yeah, I'm gonna be set on credits for a while in this game, because what am I gonna do? I mean, I can't really blame them. I was kind of taking a chance that they'd be able to do it, but I get it. How would they realistically be able to do it? I thought if I didn't touch the credits that they would see, the error and be able to just take it back, but of course not. I mean, I could try disputing it with my bank and see what happens, but I don't know, because then I'd feel bad like I ripped them off. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens when I tell when I talk this over with my husband, because he didn't know that I got an email yet saying that they couldn't refund it. He just kind of assumed that they wouldn't be able to, just because of the nature of the whole thing with all the bonuses and stuff that they give out, and most game companies wouldn't. And stupid me, I always have to be so honest. I couldn't just lie and say it was an unauthorized purchase. No, I couldn't do that. Which is what I should have done, but of course I didn't. So that's on me. So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's why you don't have one-click buy turned on your phone if you have a phone that uses Google, because that's what happened. I'm guessing I hit this prize package, which was just happened to be a bonus package for this event that I was playing in yesterday. So I must have, the screen was already there, so, and it was one of the top, was right there, the top two package options for this bonuses and credits and stuff. And so I must have hit that once when I jostled to grab my phone, and then in the second jostle and attempt to grab my phone, I hit the buy button, because you can hit the package, but then you still have to hit buy, and then you have to hit one tap buy. So obviously I did all that. So I still cannot get over it, how stupid that was, and how just moronic that was. Wow, I managed to get pretty far in this drill with me. I didn't expect to get this far, because I'm getting into whole new territory now. I'm just so anxious to see what this owl's gonna look like, because she's so pretty in the picture. I'm just super, super curious. So I think this is about where I'm going to leave you. I'm going to check my time here. Yes, this is about where I'm going to leave you. So yes, this week I'll have that unboxing of the diamond painting stickers. I think they're stickers and key rings maybe. I don't remember exactly what it was. And then I should have one of the, I'm going to do a series on these sealing videos. And again, my intention in this whole video was not to, insult anybody that does seal their paintings or anything else that I have said in this video. I am honestly one of the most open-minded people you will ever meet. And I embrace differences in humanity, especially of opinions. How boring of a world would it be if we all had the same opinion? Oh, that one's not even close to being on the line. So please don't take anything that I rambled about seriously in any way, shape, or form. And then, so yes, I'll keep going with my ceiling experiments and trying to find the perfect product for everyone. Because some people are going to like some things. Some people have already found their tried and true method. And they're going to be just happy to stick with it. And I may be reviewing one of those. And they're going to be curious about my opinions when it comes to using their favorite method. So my aim is not to be critical in any of these methods. Most of them, much like the resin, I'm going to just conduct the experiment on not only the accessories that I bought previously, and then the ones that I'll be unboxing this week, but I'll also be doing them on the same diamond paintings, the round snowmen and the square rainbow roses. I'll just be conducting the experiments on those. I have no idea when my camera's gonna cut out again, so I should watch, so I know the exact time it does it the second time. So I'm not gonna do them all in one video. That would just be ridiculous, but I can tell you I have got on hand right now three methods. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4. I have 4. So, well, 2 of those products will be in one video because they're different Mod Podge methods, which I know some people haven't had the best of luck with. So we're going to conduct some experiments with that. And then I have 2 other products. I have some others that I got to go to the craft store and pick up, like the Tombow Aqua Glue. I got to try that because that's most people's tried and true. I have Deco Art Triple Thick Gloss. I'm going to try that. I thought I had some polyacrylic, but it turns out I don't, and that stuff is really expensive. So I use it occasionally to coat my acrylic pores. So whatever I don't use in these ceiling videos, I'm sure will work perfect for my canvases. I'm trying to watch. I think I might have already got cut off. Sure enough. So then I have Judikins Diamond Glaze I'm going to try, and then 2 different Mod Podge methods. I have a gloss, and then I have Dimensional Magic that I'm going to try and see what happens with those. I have a couple of clear glues here that I'm going to try, which I use them for making doll houses, and they dry with almost a silicone feel. So I don't have high hopes for those, but we want to test as many things as possible. And then once I'm done with all of the experiments, and like I said, some videos will be combined together, and some will just be standalone like the resin was. And at the very end of all of the experiments, I'm going to do one final wrap-up video and where we put everything head to head. And it'll probably be a longer video, but I'll put everything head to head so you can see everything. There'll be a lot of high definition pictures so that you can see everything very clearly. Yeah, that way you guys can kind of, based on, it's harder on camera, I get it. So we'll kind of see where we go from there. But that's kind of just, I'm excited. Because like I said, I'm hoping that I find something that changes my mind as well. And I want to say it right now that they are going to be chatty videos. They're not going to be cut and dry. And some people may not like the way I'm going to do my videos. But I am going to let you go here. So if you have not yet subscribed, please make sure that you are subscribed. It would mean the absolute world to me. Hit that thumbs up button. It helps out my channel so much to get seen by more people and help our wonderful family grow. And then hit that bell notification so that you're always updated when I upload videos just like this one, and for all the future videos that I have coming out. You don't want to miss anything, friends. I'm getting better. I'm getting better every day. With that, I'm going to let you go. Have an awesome day, friends. Have fun doing whatever it is that truly, truly makes you happy. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.